2, 3. Shut up. Doing all that talking. You need to shut up. Turn around and then you get to walking. You better shut up. Running off at the lip. You better shut up. All that line you need to quit. You better shut up. Be quiet. Running at my house. Don't start a riot. You better shut up. Oh, shut up. Okay, let's get in the huddle on them. You better shut up. You better hush. Shut up. Oh, shut up. Got good to me. Man.
And we're live at episode 8 of the Kofi B podcast, man. I'm your host with the most, Kofi B, KofiBMusic. Hope you guys are all staying safe and out there. No, you're not supposed to be out there. Stay home. Stay home.
Let me, at the crib.
Actually,
nowhere else.
Should I just restart the intro? You know what? No, I'll just keep going. No, I'll start over. That was bad. All right, welcome to episode 8 of the Kofi B podcast. Thank you to those tuning in, man, near and far, whether you're watching on Facebook Live right now or YouTube, or listening in on KofiBMusic.com, or even streaming it on Apple Podcasts. Thank you for taking time out of your quarantine day to be with me. But yeah, I got a special guest joining me on this one, man. You've seen him before at all my shows that I do for the past couple of years. He's the same guy on the drums, man. Just like any good employee, you can come back next week, man. We got Chochi on the podcast. What's up, man?
Yeah. Thank you. What's going on, bro?
Suddenly you just became unemployed.
Well, dang, that was quick. Hey, that's all right. Every now and again, like you got to go back to, plumbing toilets and whatnot, just to stay alive,
to humble yourself.
Get back to the humble beginning.
What you been up to, man? How's your what are you doing a day right now?
Let's see here. Well, with the given situation, we gotta we're doing homeschooling for the kids, so you can imagine what homeschooling 2 of my children
especially Mason. I'm like,
oh my God, dude, listen. She don't want to do no work. So it's like, you wake her up in the morning. And the thing is that, Mason is like one of the sweetest kids ever, right?
Yeah.
But she'll wake up and like the first thing she says when she sees me is, "Hi, Daddy." And it's like, oh, isn't that wonderful? And then the next moment is, yeah, it's time to get up and, do your homework. I don't want to do any homework. It's not fun. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Well, I was like, was it fun when it was at school? Yeah. I'm like, oh. So it's like can't win.
It's crazy right now. Dude, did I ever tell you about how things happened up here in Boston for me? So like basically at Berkeley, what they did was a week before that was spring break. So the week before that, on Monday, they sent an email to us saying if you were going anywhere during that spring break time that was at the time considered one of those hot spots. So you got like, Cali, Florida, Washington, states like that were having a lot of the breakouts. They said that you had to come back and self-quarantine for 14 days and you couldn't do it in your dorm. So you had to do it in Boston, but you'd have to pay on your own dime to be somewhere else. Boston, by the way, most expensive city in the nation.
Right.
Right. So you got to pay on your own dime. So then people's like, oh, that ain't it. We ain't going to do that. So a lot of people send a lot of angry emails. And so then on Wednesday that week, they just sent an email to us saying, you know what? Instead, all y'all can just leave by next week.
Get out!
Man, that was tough, man. So they've been doing everything online now. So I don't, it's not even Berkeley College of Music to me. It's Berkeley College of Zoom. I'd be on there. I'd be on Zoom just doing so many classes. Well, and it's difficult, man. It's tough to stay motivated. So I can only imagine what Mason going through because I'm over here like, man, look.
Right. And you know, I feel sorry for y'all, man, because you know, like, first of all, as a musician, you know, our attention span with anything
Oh,
else
for
is only
sure.
like
Yeah.
that long,
Mm-hmm.
right? You know what I'm saying? If it ain't jamming and it ain't grooving, it's like,
Listen, man. If I can't tap my foot to it, I'm nodding my head. That's I'm dozing off. I can't do it, dog. I can't do it.
yeah, everything else becomes more important at that moment, and that's not, you know, and I guess, you know, with Mason being so young, you know what I'm saying, like, unfortunately, she has a made up mind already, you know, at 7, you know, and I got to fight with her. So, you know, it is what it is. My work is cut out for me, but at the same time, I can imagine what, like, you know, like that one bad kid at school, like, it's always one.
Yeah.
It's always one bad kid. I would love to see like a video of what him and his mom are going through in the mornings.
I feel like the level of bad has now gotten worse now that like kids are with technology and stuff. So now the bad kids now are the good kids. Well, they be considered good kids now, but back then I feel like they was terrible. And now the bad kids actually they're terrible. They're actually bad.
Yes. And see, and parents got to deal with it firsthand now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like, you know, like Ray come home with a letter stapled to his shirt, and his mom read the letter, and you know, probably, you know, in most situations, probably give some bad advice to a kid, or give him some advice that you really can't take back to the school and say.
Mm-hmm.
And see, in certain ways, I was that kid. So, you know, when parents give you like their first reaction on something, like, first of all, why is that letter stapled to your shirt that I bought? Ain't nobody else gonna buy you no shirt, and people stapling to it, putting holes in it for one. And then for two, you go back and tell her that I said, and you know, as a kid, you know, like with my mom didn't curse, so she would, but she meant smart aleck. This
Your
is where
mom
I
didn't
get it
curse?
from. No, she did not.
Where'd you get it from?
Being a young musician, being around older musicians, like, you got to think, dude. I was like, started like going and hanging out at clubs with my dad and stuff when I was like 5 or 6. So, you know,
and that's crazy.
like, and I'd hear them, you know, they around each other cursing and smoking cigarettes and, you know, drinking and all that. Not, I mean, I kind of enjoyed those conversations. They were actually the best because you really found out the truth after that one band. It's always one band member get drunk.
And then they just start talking crazy.
Start spilling truths like, you know, Reggie, every time we play this song, man, we go to the bridge and you play that first chord, and I want to kill you every time because it's the wrong chord. It's the wrong chord. The best, then a fight ensues, and you know, like I enjoyed that, you know, as a youngster.
Yeah. The best opportunities come from drunk people. Honestly, I was at the Emmys and I was like, man, these people are so I mean, the after party, it was lit, and they was out there just talking and yeah, we should definitely do this. We'll put it in the calendar, you know. So yeah,
Hollywood talking.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood talking. Yeah, I've been around a lot of those too.
Man, it's crazy. I was gonna ask you, man, because you know, well, I wasn't gonna ask you. I was gonna tell you. You know, I've been adjusting to this new life. Of now I'm living on my own. You know, I'm like officially like I bought an apartment. Now here's the thing about this apartment, man. This apartment, I thought it was a 1-bedroom, and it turned out to be a 3-bedroom apartment with a living room and a kitchen. So right now I'm in the south wing.
Oh, you got wings now,
listen,
son.
And I didn't know for this podcast if I wanted to wear the aviators or the Steal Your Girls. I didn't know which one I wanted to go with. I decided to go with the aviators. Well, you know, I kind of like it, but it's different. I'm not gonna lie, because you know, bills hit differently when your name on them. Okay.
Ooh, listen, man, it get real, don't it?
It is, like, yeah.
And see me, I'm a miser. I'm cheap, so like when that moment came in my life, you know, where I had to pay my own bills, you
Oh,
start to look at,
man, look, I
you look
got
at them
one in the
different.
mail. I had to squint my eyes and blink a couple of times to make sure I missed, like, you know, the decimal in that zero, because I was like, wait a minute, you know, I didn't know we could get that high. You know? I've heard of this, but I never thought it could happen. Like,
And look, I'm like that dad off of Everybody Hates
oh, I was
Chris.
just about to say, man, I'm straight
I'm
up
him.
that. Yep.
I'm
Listen,
him.
I only turn the heat on when something's in the stove. So if
Period.
something's in the stove, you know, no, I'm kidding. I turn the heat on. I'm not struggling like that. But yeah, it is. I'm very, very stingy. Any room that I go in, the light turns off immediately. I don't
Right after.
stay. You know, yeah. No. We don't play that around here. That's 25 cents worth of electricity. I can't
Man, what is you doing? Turn that off.
can't
That's
have
a
that
quarter
on.
of a dollar.
Man.
Hey, listen, man. I'm a whole miser, dude. Like, you know, I turn all the lights off, man. It'd be in the dark watching TV in the living room. I mean, I'm just fine in a situation like that. But like, and then there's other stuff like, you know how you can have a leaky faucet or something like that.
Yeah.
Lucky for me, I've been a real plumber in my lifetime. So it's like I sit in the dark and hear drip, 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 drip. What lazy bastard left the water out? Like, yeah. Yeah, I'm cheap like that.
Yeah, I'm
So
getting
what?
there. I'm getting there. I ain't gonna front, man. It's I
Yeah.
look around. I'm making very, very, very you know, savings wise decisions. We are.
Yeah. Because listen, man, at the end of the month, going into the first, that matters.
Yeah, that's a stressful time. That's a
Yeah.
very, you know, that awaiting to see, because I haven't paid utilities yet. Like, this is my first time. I just moved in here like last month, so this is my first time when I get this bill. That's why I've been so like stingy, really, because I want to know, like, what's my threshold, what's my level of oh, I effed up, so I don't need to, you know. So I'm trying to start low and see,
Yeah.
okay, listen, if we messed up this month and it was high, and I did everything I can to lower the cost, oh, I got to do something different. We listen,
We
we're
gotta change some things.
using candles. We're using candles only. That's it. That's all we're gonna use.
Hey, look, I've been there. I've been there for real, man. I did. When I was younger, I had an apartment out in Fairline, man, and I always knew that, you know, like, unfortunately, I'm cheap with expensive taste.
Yeah,
If you can bear with that,
I
just
can
imagine.
relate to that.
Yeah, and I
I
got an
can,
expensive
yeah.
taste. So, you know, at the time, you know, I was still younger, still buying Jordans. And, well, I wasn't like a super crazy Jordan buyer, but I was buying Jordans, you know. And when you buy a pair of Jordans, you know, you got to buy Jordan stuff with the Jordans. You can't like have like some Jordans and some like Adidas joggers.
Right.
Yeah, it don't go right. You got to have a whole fit. And see, and at the time, you know, you had to have the headband and the armband, you know, when summer hit, you know what I mean? Like, they had the Jordan t-shirts with just like the jump man. Man, listen, my first month in, I was Gucci. Well, listen, it came time to pay bills. I was thinking of, like, you left the TV on the third all night. We gotta pay this. Like, blaming Junior for stuff. He probably ain't even do it. I just made it up in my mind. Boy, them bills made me mad. Like, why I gotta have these? And listen, and then the horrible thing is, you know, like, you got to be the responsible one. And then when you're the man of the house, it's like, no matter what goes wrong, it's your fault.
Right.
It's your fault.
At this point, I know it's my fault. It ain't nobody else's fault.
Yeah, because it's just you. Now, if you start blaming people, we have to have some deep conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, this dude in here, man, he left the light on in the kitchen. You said, what now? Like, you live by yourself, boy. Like, what's going on with you? We can't have that.
I don't know. I've been enjoying this time though, to a certain extent, because everybody that is rich, everybody that is poor, is doing the exact same thing right now.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. Nathan.
And it makes it so much easier to reach these people now. I mean, to reach people that you think that you could never reach, right? You know.
Bing, 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 bing. By the way, I would like to congratulate you on your last couple. Actually, your last 3 have been smoking. Your last 3 podcasts, man. Listen.
Oh, thanks, man. Dude,
congratulations, man.
Yeah, that last one was, I think, just personally, that's hard to top. I mean, from a personal standpoint, like, you know, I'm gonna have other guests that are probably, you know, because we're aiming to grow, so you know, the guests get better, of course. But just from a personal standpoint, I don't know if I can top having Brian Cobison on for me, because what he meant to me, what he means,
right?
You know, that's nah. You know, ooh, but
yeah. I get it. I get that.
People don't understand, like, the just the feelings that go into doing stuff like that, though. I mean, when you're meeting these people, to a certain extent, like, I don't know, you just feel like, oh man, I didn't go to media school. I didn't do this stuff. Like, this is not what I do. But I'm in this position where I'm doing their job, and it's kind of like, oh man, what's going on? This is kind of wild. But
yeah,
it's been dope though to see, not just that, but also the reception, how this has grown. Like, you know, it went from 10 people watching it, you know, now we got 10,000 people, and then every episode we get a couple K coming in. So it's like really it's really cool, man. It's only been a couple months, only 8 episodes right now. So I'm excited to see what happens with this thing, man.
Yeah, and then also too, I think I you know, I take some of the stuff that you do personally, because a lot of this stuff spawned from conversations, you know, and a lot of it, like, really earlier this year, was a bunch of what ifs. You know, what if I could get this person? What if I could get that person? And I think 2 people high on your list came, like, consecutively, and I was like, ooh, you know, like, all right, bro, get it then, you know. But they sitting at the crib and they ain't got nothing to do. I mean, of course, you can work on music till you blue in the face, but like, you know, like, and then you know, with this Culberson, the thing that I really dug about watching it is me knowing that that's your hero. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, after we talked, you know, after the podcast, I was telling you that's like the equivalent of, you know, me interviewing, you know, Maurice White, you know, because that's my top dog, you know, or Prince, or, you know, somebody like that. And you know, like, or George Clinton even.
Right,
but
for sure.
Luckily, you know, in my lifetime, I was able to reach. I you know what? I was thinking about it. I reached out and been able to speak to a lot of my heroes. But, you know, for you in this day and age to reach out to your hero and be able to speak, and, you know, like, people being able to see the conversation, you know, like, that's fire, man. Like, that's fire, man. And I tip my hat to you, bro. That was cold how that all just transpired, man. It was real dope, real dope.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know, I gotta. The next guest is gonna be kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. You wanna know who it is?
I know you ain't gonna tell me. You'll never tell me.
I wasn't gonna tell you. You're right. Well, anyway, no. Because mostly the reason why I can't tell you is because I don't know who the next guest is.
Yep.
Allegedly. You know?
Well, I mean, I know you got something on your mind, and we can't share that right now.
No. Yeah, man.
But you know what? At the same time, usually you give up the ghost anyway, because like, I know who a lot of musicians, and context clues is what I use anyway. You know, you said a couple things, and I'm like, oh, that's such and such. Like, you gotta tell me who it is.
Said it was a musician.
Well, what if it ain't a musician?
We expanding this thing, man. we growing this thing. Look, no. Musicians are cool though. Don't get me wrong, but I definitely wanna dabble in other people. Like, I wanna get some other professions on for sure. I wanna
definitely
talk to some business owners, or some CEOs of companies and whatnot.
Yeah, man. Ball players and whatnot. That'd be dope too.
Hey man, anything is possible, man, during these difficult times. We'll see.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, man. Hold on, let me pay the bills real quick. This is presented by, in part by Candace Caprice Designs. For those that didn't know, she is currently designing custom masks for those that are in need right now during this pandemic. So go ahead, visit Candace Caprice or shopcandacecaprice.com is where you can get more additional information on everything that she's doing. And also you can go there, purchase an item, and you can get 20% off your first purchase using the promo code KofiB20. All right, now that's out of the way.
You know what? It'd be dope. We should make her a commercial or something.
I just did. What do you mean?
No, I'm talking about like an actual commercial. Or, something for her to just say no to, like, no, I'm not using that.
Yeah.
If I can bring this up, because I've been thinking about it all night.
Right? Better watch out. If whoever it is, I don't know him.
Dang. Is that how you feel when I got an idea? Like, I was there, I don't know nobody. Don't associate.
That's how I feel whenever you start a story. But wherever you're going, I might follow. Go ahead.
So, I was just thinking about how everybody is having these battles and versus this, versus that. See, me, I'm kind of sick in the head, right?
Kind of.
And I want to hear some people ruin some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the name of art, I'm talking about just tear a song up. You know what I mean? Like, and really, to be honest, I don't think nobody can do it like I can. Like, I can ruin a song.
So what are you thinking about doing?
Just looking down the list of all of my favorite singers, man, this is certain stuff that I would never ruin. Like, I would never ruin like an Earth, Wind, and Fire song or no P. Well, I can't say I would ruin no P-Funk stuff because, like, singing Glenn Goyne stuff, it's got a lot of screaming in it, like. And then you got like, I guess my idea would be like take some Prince songs, dude, and re-sing them.
All right, cool.
And mess up the lyrics.
Don't touch Bill Withers. Don't touch him.
Well, no, you see, that's another one. You don't touch no Bill Withers, man. Anything that might potentially have me thinking about grandma, I'm not touching that.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that I have me thinking about probably like my parents or my grandma, grandpa, no, not touching that. Not touching that at all. Anything else is open. Like the possibility is there.
Well, you say ruin a song. Like, you mean like make it sound terrible, right?
Well, I mean, in your own personal way, not like
in your own personal way.
I was so into like the first Prince albums, like For You, and then the self-titled album Prince. Prince would go on these tears in these songs where he would just go to screaming. And the first time I heard this stuff, I'm like, you could do that? Like, who let him take that? And, like, who mixed this down and didn't, like, go back to him and say,
oh, that screaming on there, Prince. You don't have to...
I don't know if that was after a long night of drinking. I don't know what happened to you. I don't know what you're into, Prince, but you went a little far. And even better, Larry Graham Central Station, dude. Listen.
You talking about music too much, man. Switch the subject. Don't nobody care about no music right now.
Yeah, they don't. Well, we do. That's what we do.
No, that's not my listeners. You the only one that's sitting over here talking about Larry Graham and making and battles. Nobody cares.
All right, well,
I'm a musician and I'm over here about to fall asleep hearing you talk.
Hey, guess where I went yesterday then?
Where'd you go? There we go. God.
Guess where I went?
This was turning downhill.
Check this out. Guess where I went?
Where'd you go?
I went to Lowe's.
Oh boy. Actually, Walmart is more fun, but I'll take Lowe's.
You know what though? Walmart has been kind of, like you show up to Walmart. I've been seeing people at Walmart that I ain't seen in decades, man.
I ran into a couple people from Walmart when I was in Akron. I was like, man, wow, I didn't know you existed. Some people are still alive. I didn't even know. I was like, well,
right. Yeah, it's been it's been crazy. It's been crazy. Like I'll be in Walmart and be like, and then also too, I'm realizing that I'm getting older, because I see my friend and be like, hey, from a distance away when you be like, what's up, what's happening? No. Hey, what's up with you now? Like I'm doing that now. Like, man, it's crazy, dude. Like, and I've been seeing people from like elementary school and stuff. I'm like, hey, man, you was even around no more. But after I left Walmart and Lowe's, I went home.
Wow. I could top that though. I can actually top that. All right, bro. Catch this.
Well, what'd you do? What'd you do?
All right. Yesterday, I went to church. Oh, look, man, we recorded a service. You wanna know how many people was in the audience or not in the pews?
Well, how many?
2.
Woo, son. That's a lot right now.
Hey, no, but catch this. So I left.
Word.
And I got hungry, man. So I found Popeyes.
Oh my God.
But you know where this Popeyes was?
Where was it?
In the hood.
I
was scared. Woo! I'm not gonna lie. Now this was the real hood. This I just look. I typed in my GPS. I was like, let's drive to a Popeyes, and I'm thinking, I'm in Massachusetts. I haven't seen a black person since I've been out here. But that's another story for another day. Now I know where they're at.
Yes,
they're at that Popeyes.
All of them.
Oh, they all in there. Every single hood person you could find was at Popeyes. And when I tell you, I was scared to get that spicy chicken sandwich. Whew. Man, I had a fear that shot up my body. Look, I can, I can only. Never mind. I ain't gonna call my bluff. But
like somebody's gonna roll up on the window and be like, "What's up with the sandwich, Dom? How many sandwiches you get?"
I didn't stay long. I didn't stay long enough for that to happen, but I guarantee you it would have. Oh my goodness. I knew it. I knew I was nearing danger because all the apartments looked the same.
Oh man.
That's how I knew.
Yeah, H-double-O-D. That's where you at. Yes. Listen.
Every single one of them got the same brick build and everything. I was like, oh Lord. Okay.
So check this out, son.
Yeah.
See, now I've done a lot of, Popeyes research myself, you know what I'm saying? Because like Popeyes is like a street over from my house, right? Like you go a street over, drive down a couple houses. Popeyes is right there, right?
Yeah.
Listen, man, I thought it's a club on Arlington called Debonair's. I thought Debonair's was open, bruh. I thought Debonair's was open because I heard all kind of music, people talking. Dude, it was just the line of Popeyes.
That's crazy.
Dude, crazy. It was going. And for the first time in my life, due to the fact that I'm probably the most impatient person that I know. I hate waiting, bro. I actually got in my car and drove, around to the Popeyes line. And I got in the line. Do you know I seen people that I know? And it turned into, hey, what you got now? Look out. Oh, hey, like it got, yeah.
Y'all was over there trading orders.
I mean, like what you about to get?
Oh my God.
I'm about to get that. I'm about to get that 2-piece, son, with a biscuit. Like, hey.
Why are y'all talking about this?
I'm getting extra gravy, son. Like, listen, dude, what do we have to do? We at Popeyes, like, it ain't like we could talk about what's going on at the job, you know.
Yeah, it's hard
we
to
could
talk about something you don't got. Yep.
Right. Yeah. You know, everybody is, you know, God rest his soul. Everybody is, you know, working with Tommy for Martin. You know, you ain't got no job. You ain't got no work. You act like you do. Well, you know, but we do have the essentials.
The essentials. Oh, the essentials are open.
Yeah, they doing their thing. They doing their thing. And shout out to all y'all, man, because I ain't gonna lie. My ass wouldn't be essential if I was essential. I'd be essentially at the crib. Like, and y'all can, you know, the essential boss could call and I tell him, you know, where my we need you here. You're essential. Okay. All right. Peace be unto you, you know, because you do that. You can have my job.
You can have it.
Man.
Is it getting better out there in Akron?
Well, nobody's staying at home like they should.
What?
That's what you're asking.
Well, you know what? I can't lie. You know what? The white people are running right now. I don't know why. I don't know why they're running with dogs and whole families, but they're doing it. And they're doing it in bunches right now in mass. It makes no sense. I'll drive and you would really think it's a marathon right now. I mean, the amount of people that are running, just running. Like, why are you running? What are you running from to? At? Like, what? It don't make sense.
Well, hey, listen, man, you know, and not to stereotype, but they run at the wrong times as usual, you know, like,
oh God,
you know, like we, you know, our type and how we are, you know, like you see, you know, like danger, like say danger is over there. All we need to do is see one dude take 2 stutter steps. We out. We out.
My name is KofiBMusic, and the words that were expressed by Jeff were not necessarily reflecting the views of myself, as I am trying to, you know, host the Oscars in the next 20 years. I have to make sure that every comment that's made is well protected and you know, stated from me. Yeah, so we are open to opinions though, and we're so thankful for yours, man. We're so thankful for
hey man, listen, they know it too. Listen, they're the only ones that'll walk up and hey, what's going on? You know, like, and then it's like a crazy person, you know, going off in the middle of this circle and you know that we running from, and then you know next thing you know, hey buddy, you need a little help, you know, like then they turn around talking about why didn't anybody tell me? Like,
on a real note, this have you heard about Georgia?
What happened?
Hey, the governor, he talking about
tripping.
Yo, I might mess around and fly out to Atlanta and get a haircut or something. I ain't gonna front though, because this ain't working. Look, I'm over here looking like a 10 cents a day child.
You see it? Like my beard is usually trimmed.
I'm growing a beard. That's where we're at. I'm growing one. I don't. There's stubble coming. That's crazy.
See, time is a mug, and then you sitting around and you're thinking pretty often, and you know, like, and have you heard like your clock ticking yet?
I don't have digital or analog. I mean, I only have a digital clock. I'm sorry,
dude.
That was so bougie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was, and that's fine. That's fine.
I only have digital clocks.
Yeah.
Continue on with whatever you were saying, Commoner. Please continue.
I had a clock here in the basement, man. It just, you know, regular old clock, and I'm upstairs watching TV, and for most people, listen, musicians hear things different ways. Okay, I know me. I can really like be talking to you and listening to something's going on over there. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. It's part of the gift. Anyway, I'm upstairs watching TV, and dude, I can hear this clock ticking in the basement, bro.
Wow.
And I'm like, What is that? Tick tock, tick tock. I'm losing it. I'm like, yo, first of all, why do you even hear this clock, son? And then I realized, like I brought up Arlington once before. Arlington is a street in Akron, Ohio that is always popping. It can be in the dead of winter. Arlington is busy. Bruh, listen, I went outside and I can hear the street lights changing, dude. Like, it is quiet.
It is. It's quiet here too. You know what? And that's weird. But yeah, I that's weird. I mean, I don't know when this is gonna let out. But when it does, I'm gonna have a party. I'm gonna have
listen.
the biggest in this 3-bedroom apartment with a living room and a kitchen.
It's going. I do feel like it's gonna be a whole lot more stuff that's exciting when this is over. Like going to the drive-through.
You can do that now.
No, I'm talking about like, but it's other people, going in the place and coming out. That's kind of empty to me too. You know how you pull up to a place and get some food and ain't nobody in there but the people that's cooking. Like, just something ain't right about this. Like,
that's the part I like though, because that lets me know that there's no line. Because right now, or when people were together and everything, it was like people would be just near the register. I'd be like, man, are you in the line or are you out of the line? They'd be like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, but now we are fully aware that you are not there because you aren't there, and
at all, no one.
I can't. There are some parts of this that are actually really good to me. I mean, because I don't know. I just like the fact that some places are a little empty.
And you can get to a lot more stuff that you used to have to wait for. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gotta wait no more. I like that. I do like that. I cannot front. I have to agree with you there because, man, and then like if you like real hungry, like, and it seemed like when everybody was still doing their normal 1-2, it seemed like everybody wanted to go to like Popeyes, just because I was going, show up, line is all long. It's like, man, these called each other and they was like, yeah, Jeff going, let's stick in this line up. So you have to wait longer, but it might be just part of my crazies. Yeah. I got them.
I mean, yeah, but that's one thing. Bedside Baptist has now grown in membership. Listen, man, Pastor Pillowcase is no longer the only pastor.
Man, listen, Deacon Sheets. Listen, they open up service and they close out. They and them long services. I'm not mad at them. Deaconess Blanket. She. The ministers. Their ministry's growing.
But now all these other brick and mortar churches trying to join. Man, they trying to have these other church services. Man, now TD Jakes want to try and join Bedside Baptist and. It's hard. Joel Osteen trying to hop in on the fun, and I don't think we can let that happen. I'm just
no. They got to stick to their own 1-2. Don't be trying to don't go chasing waterfalls. You know what I'm saying? Stick to the rivers and lakes that you used to. You know what I mean? Like, we doing this over here. We've been doing. Listen, man, Bedside Baptist has been. I've been in attendance. Quite a bit. All this year. The whole year. Yeah.
When I'm in Akron, most of my time is spent at Bedside. I love the word, man. I love it. It always just relaxes me and really just it energizes me when I.
Yeah, because once you go in, once you get in the facility and it it takes a hold of you. It refreshes you.
It hits you like a slumber, like like a deep sleep, man. It's
like a real like you having dreams and stuff. So I'm dreaming.
Like that's heaven. That's heaven on earth to me.
That is divine. And then it's like you wake up it's like you came out of something. It's like you wasn't doing that back in the day.
Nope.
Only do that at Bedside Baptist because only their services provide such things. You know what I mean? Like they really got a thing happening, and actually the attendance is up in the millions now.
Oh, we are. Bedside has grown exponentially during this pandemic, and
yes,
I wish that I would have gotten into that ministry a lot faster, man, because that's one pastor I do trust. All right, that's one pastor and deacon I can get behind their message.
Hey, I almost choked, dude, because that is definitely one pastor that says you got a friend. He's a friend. He's a friend. He never fails. He really delivers.
I caught that.
Yeah.
Caught that spirit.
Woo! Clicking on him.
called the bedside, the bedside blessing right there.
Man, listen. I'm telling you, dog, everything from head to toe just be rested after that. And I'm super.
You need to get saved, man. You need to get saved.
Listen, man. I get saved. I get saved every night. So just every.
How do you renew? What type of religion is this?
Well, I mean, you don't got to get saved every night. I just do it.
I'm ending this. I'm ending this podcast. All right, bro.
You ain't gotta get saved every night. That's my practice. You know what I'm saying?
Again, for those that are watching, as I am trying to do my campaign to host the Oscars in the next 20 years, my views just are not reflecting his right now. If you know me, you know me, man. I'm all about the people, man. So yeah. No, I'm kidding. Thanks, bro, for being on. I'm gonna wrap this up and chop it up. For those tuning in, or if people are still watching on Facebook, thank you for watching. Apple Podcasts, KofiBMusic.com. It's the Kofi B podcast, man. We out.